Hey gang, John Bacarella here with your Lake St. Clair Fishing Report, brought to you by Sportsmen's Direct. It is Friday, June 10th, and this coming weekend, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, is free fishing weekend here in Michigan. I think they do it a couple of times a year, but this is one of those weekends. So if you don't have a fishing license, you can still go fishing. So if you're somebody that's not been out in a long time and you really want to get out there and enjoy what Michigan has to offer, this is a free fishing weekend, so no fishing license necessary. If you're somebody that lives out of state and we're going to come up here, you get a couple of days where you don't need to buy a fishing license. So hope that saves you some money, and you can get out and enjoy all the great fishing. And it looks like the weather is going to be pretty darn nice this weekend. Looks like tomorrow may be a chance of maybe one of those pop-up thunderstorms or something later in the day. But it looks like all in all, the weekend should be fantastic. It is beautiful outside right now. Light winds, cool temps. We've had some really cool nights this week. But next week, it looks like they're forecasting a day close to 100 degrees. So crazy weather roller coaster again. Now, with those cooler nights that we've had this week, I was kind of forecasting that this would happen, and the lake temps have dropped back just a little bit. It looked like the Belle Isle water temp this morning was at 62. When I looked yesterday, I think it was like 63 or 64. So it's dropping back a little bit, but no worries. That doesn't affect too much right now. I mean, it's not going to really shut any of the fishing down. It just kind of keeps us in a nice, cool, comfortable weather pattern for the fish and for us too. So no complaints there, because I really don't like those 90-degree days that we got coming ahead. Those hot, sticky nights, I really do not like that. And you know, but again, whatever. It is what it is. It's summertime here in Michigan. We did have a little bit of a mayfly hatch earlier this week when that water temperature had peaked from that warm up last week, and but it's kind of subsided a little bit. But the reason why I bring that up is, with the mayfly hatch, it's going to be kind of on and off, and imagine it's going to get going with that warm weather that we've got coming in. But that means topwater bite for you guys out there chasing smallies. And with the fish still in relatively tight, that means that you can get, you know, topwater action going that you wouldn't normally have. So we've just got kind of wild weather conditions. We had a really cold late spring this year, so it's done some crazy stuff to the fish, right? So I mean, you still have got smallies out there that are actively spawning here on the American side, especially down like through the Mile Roads and up in Anchor Bay. You've got fish that are post-spawn, that are done spawning, and you've got fish that are pre-spawn. And it sounds like from the guys that are fishing out near the channel, and before I forget, the mouth of the South channel out there by like 28, out near the channel, mouth of the South channel, walleye bite has been on fire, guys. And along with all the walleyes out there are piles of smallies mixed in. And we've been talking about it amongst ourselves at the store, because these fish are pre-spawn. I mean, these are big, fat hen smallies, and the only thing I can figure is they're getting ready to go up into all the Canadian shoreline up there, and maybe in the Musquemoot and those areas over there. So, but as of earlier this week, those fish were pre-spawn, and with it cool, you know, and the water temps falling back, they're probably going to hold there for a while, although 60 degrees is plenty warm enough for them to move up and in. But yeah, so if you're looking for some different smallie action, maybe out there where those guys are trolling walleyes, maybe vertical jigging or throwing tubes or whatnot. But anyways, there's definitely some deeper water smallies out there by the mouth of the South Channel. Now, there's still guys catching, I shouldn't say still, because a lot of you guys haven't even gone out yet and started trolling crawler harnesses like between the 400 Club and Metro and all those near shore areas down there. But we've got guys that consistently are catching fish all through that area there, out in front of Geno's, the Spillway, the 400 Club, down through the Mile Roads. And again, I know I'm preaching to the, you know, choir here for some of you guys, but watercolor, watercolor, watercolor. You know, it's really all about finding the right color water wherever you can find it in that area, and you're going to have fish. And we keep getting these rainstorms and stuff, pushing out lots of dirty water out of the Clinton River and out of the spillway. So that really helps to hold these fish in tight. And with the water cool and the weeds coming up, these fish have got nowhere. At least you get a certain percentage of them have no reason to all move out deep. Some of these fish will stay shallow all year long. And when the right weather conditions arise, when you get enough like turbulence, you get a north wind and you get that chop out there, we used to call it a walleye chop. Some of you guys probably still do, but those fish will come up out of the weed beds and they'll feed up high, and you'll just have pretty amazing action. So that's what's going to happen. I mean, the rest of the summer, you're going to have a certain number of fish that are going to stay in. You're going to have some fish that are going to move out. You're going to have some fish that are going to move up. It's just the way it is now. You got a lot of fish in the system. There are so many walleyes in the system. You can literally go out almost anywhere in the lake and find a pot of walleyes to catch. So, and some of the charter captains like Spencer Berman with Spencer's Angling Adventures, I mean, he'll do just that. I mean, he used to just fish a lot of muskies, and these days now with the diverse fishing opportunities we have, it's not uncommon for him to go out and get, you know, limits of walleyes, especially right now while the rivers are both still going. I should mention that. Detroit River, St. Clair River, both still hot, guys. So if that's your thing, go do it. But you can go out and get a limit of walleyes and then go catch smallies. So, and do, you know, close to 100 fish a day for a boat on smallies, which where else can you do that around the country? So it's pretty amazing to be able to go out and do that. So anyways, that's, you know, perch and walleye still going strong, guys. Muskie anglers doing well. The tournament they had for the opener last week had some huge fish caught out there as well for the tournament, like they always do. Big, fat, healthy muskies. So if muskies are your thing, guys, you know, season is officially open now, and I know a lot of guys just don't target them until the muskie opener, even though we do have year-round catch and release now. But so you're going to see a lot more muskie fishing activity, and right now the American side's not horrible yet as far as weed growth and everything. So you still can get good numbers of fish on the American side. However, a lot of guys really like to go over to that Canadian side and get away from all the craziness here on the American side. So that's all I'll say about the muskie fishing right now. Perch fishing with the mayfly hatch going, these fish, even though they're not spawning now, they're gonna be in more like pods. They're not like schooled up in huge schools right now, but anywhere where you've got newly emergent weeds coming up, and that includes really shallow, guys, in tight and even right up against the shoreline. We got some local guys that like to fish for them right from shore early in the morning along like Metro Beach and different metro parks and stuff in the area, and they do really well on big perch this time of year, especially during the mayfly hatch. So it's usually an early morning bite, and then once that sun gets up with the clear water, those fish will usually drop back a little bit and go out and hide in the weeds. But there's plenty of perch to be had around the shorelines. Maybe not like the crazy numbers we get in the spring, but still some really good quality fish. And these fish are on the feed big time, just like the rock bass and all the other panfish are right now. That mayfly hatch gets all of that activity going, especially early morning and evening when the mayfly hatch is kind of at its peak activity levels. So kind of bear that in mind if you're targeting those panfish, that mayfly bite will definitely, you know, it'll change the bite around timing wise a little bit. And for you guys targeting the walleyes and that, it's time to get them baits up high if you haven't been already, because during those hatches, especially in the evening, those fish are going to be keying on what's going on up above as those mayflies float up, and they're going to be around those soft bottom areas, which is where your weed beds are as well too, guys. So, you know, that should be what your focus is out there on a lot of those fish. So I'm trying to think what else I got going on. Hats off to Mike Coleman out there. He won a pretty good sized kayak fishing event right off of the Metro Park this last weekend. And Mike has got Metro Kayak, so metrokayak.com I think is Mike's local website. And I know he's really into getting people into kayak fishing out there. Even though I know we got big water and it can be kind of scary out there, you still can get out and have a great time fishing from a kayak out here on Lake St. Clair. You just have to be a little bit careful. You got to pay attention to wind directions and all that. You got to know where the different launches are. And Mike is the guy that can help you figure all that out if you're new to fishing from a kayak out here on St. Clair. Mike did like 100 inches in catch and release last weekend. I think 2 days in a row on smallies, which is pretty phenomenal. So that's his fish were averaging 20 inches. So that's fantastic fishing from a kayak. So that's really cool. Let's see, that might be all I've got for this week. Oh, Crocker launch, guys. I maybe should just put this in at the front of the the videos every week, but that Crocker launch is closed until the end of the season. If we're lucky, they're doing a big renovation down there, and maybe I'll be able to get a chance to get down there and shoot some video or take some pictures or talk with the guys. I'm going to try to put that on my list to do maybe for next week to get an update for you guys. But that Crocker boat launch, or the one over there by the Clinton River across from Eddie's Drive-In, is closed until at least the end of the season. You're going to need to launch, if you're going to launch in this local area, launch either at the Metro Park or launch at Harley Ensign, which is the mouth of the Clinton River, which is at the end of South River Road. So that's all I've got for you guys this week. You take care, and hopefully we'll see you in the store. Hey, if you like this video content and you want to get updated as soon as the next video is out there, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as the next video is up.